Hi, good evening, everybody. It's me again. People, I saw an article on DNO today, my source of information on what's happening in Dominica, and I saw that Blackmore is in the spotlight. This time, it's Blackmore. People, people. Although that I have been advocating for the revision of the laws and the Constitution of Dominica, I think that you have to be very vigilant about what these dictators are going to do to the law and the Constitution of Dominica. People, do you remember? Have you noticed how they have tested the waters for the Broadcasting Act? They came up with it in 2010 or somewhere about when Lauren Barnes introduced it. Then they let Kelva Daru introduce it. They would have done something with it, people, if it was not for your reaction, people. Your reaction to what these people want to do is very important and crucial. So now Mr. Blackmore is saying, as minister, what minister that Blackmore is? Minister of National Security? What ministry Blackmore has? Minister of National Security. And he is the one who has to come to talk about revising the laws and the Constitution. I don't know how that fits in, but maybe it does. So Blackmore comes and he says that, as DNO reports, Dominica is on its way to revising its laws and putting systems in place to have these laws in a well documented form. To put systems in place to have the laws in a well documented form. Let's see how that goes. Be vigilant, people, be vigilant, be involved, and ask for transparency every step of the way. National Security and Justice Minister Raymond Blackmore, who was a guest on DBS Talking Point again, DBS Talking Point program on Monday, said that a law commission was set up to help in that regard. People, find out who is on that law commission and scrutinize every one of them. I am sure when you do that, you will find out that they are all scared cronies. This is how they operate. This is how they work. This is why you have to be involved 100% every step of the way and demand accountability. And be on the radio, be on the newspapers every minute to say what you think that is not right and what you are suspicious of. Don't just roll over and play dead, people. Please don't just roll over and play dead. Please don't do that. That, of course, will encourage persons who want to read our laws to go and to purchase our laws and get them in a real documented form. Fair enough. Fair enough. He said, and you will appreciate that over the years you have seen the enactment of several enactment. I mean, these people, the way they talk, it's so difficult for me to follow, but I'm trying. To appreciate that over the years you have seen the enactment of several pieces of legislation, both in terms of primary laws and subsidiary laws, but they are scattered all over the place. People, what do you understand by that? Is this the language? Is this what you expect from your ministers? Don't you expect some clarity? Some clarity, some unambiguity? Is that what you expect your ministers to be telling you when they report to you? Let me go over that again, people. And you will appreciate that over the years you have seen the enactment of several pieces of legislation, both in primary laws and subsidiary laws, but they are scattered all over the place. Is that acceptable? Do you accept that from your leaders? From your ministers? Dominicans, please, why do you accept this mediocrity? Please, Dominicans, please demand more from your ministers and your leaders. Demand more from them. This is mediocrity right there. Right there. It's just pure mediocrity. Oh my God. So, what we are seeking to do, therefore, is to put a system in place. That is why we have called it the Law Commission. Oh my God. We are going to ensure that the persons, the relevant competencies are going to man this commission and to provide our course tools. What relevance competencies? Blackmore, you people deal with nepotism and cronyism. There's nothing about relevant competencies in your government and your system. So stop your bullshit, Blackmore. Just stop it. Just stop it. Oh my God in heaven. In terms of appropriate software that you need to do your work and office space, etc., and the human resource component. People, tell me what you really understand by that. Tell me what you really understand by what your Minister of Justice, Minister of National Security has just told you. Would you mind telling me what you really understand by what he had just said? According to him, the program is expected up to 2 years. Once we are finished dealing with the whole issue about the review, oh my God, once we have just finished dealing with the whole issue about the revision of our laws, it is left to Cabinet to decide what is the further mandate of that commission, he explained. What is the further mandate of this commission, he explained. Blackmore revealed that government plans to seek funding from Commonwealth Secretariat to assist in that venture. They are always begging from somebody, from someplace, from somewhere, always begging. They cannot do anything without begging from somebody. Dominica, the rascal state. We have made provisions to finance the first couple of years. We are having discussions with the Commonwealth Secretariat, and I would like to commend the effort of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for facilitating and beginning very much and being very much instrumental in helping us establish contact with the Commonwealth Secretariat to provide further funding, he stated. This thing is what do you understand by that, people? Why does it have to be so confusing? Why can't they just speak straight and clear and direct to you? Because you know why? You know why, people? They can't, because it is all bullshit that they are telling you. He said there are fundamental issues that have to be dealt with when it comes to revising the laws of the island. That I understand. That I will accept. There are fundamental issues when it comes to revising the laws of the land, just like every other laws of every other land. So Blackmore, yeah, I understand that part of it. That is the only one that I have understood so far. He gave the example of the income tax law, which was last revised in 1990. It is now 2015. You are talking about 25 years of laws being passed and noted. Let's say that a law has been amended 20, 30 times over that period. You can imagine if you were a judge on the bench or you were someone in the public who wanted to know a particular point of law relating to income tax. You may go into income tax section 54 and may be amended up to, so what is the law? No. This is what you get, people, when you settle for mediocrity. This is what you get when you settle for mediocrity, as you settled in Blackmore and his compatriots. He said, when laws are not revised, it makes it difficult not only for judges, magistrates, lawyers, but people who are trying to access the law. Hence, it is necessary every now and then. And that is what revision is to consolidate in every single subject area of all amendments so that we can have what we call a revision date. This is so hilarious. Dominicans, you must stop settling for this mediocrity. You need to look for excellence, Dominica, and Labour Party does not provide that. And one more thing, I need to warn you about, Dominicans. That may be just a cover. So when Blackmore and his gang are talking about revision of the law, you have to be very, very, very vigilant. You have to demand accountability every step of the way, and you have to be involved in every I and every T, because you know what? They may just be using this bullshit as a cover to revise laws to further enslave you. So, Dominicans, be vigilant. Ask for accountability every step of the way. Be involved. Do not be so passive in your democracy. It is your right and it is your duty. Have a good night.